Good morning. I was born and raised in Akron, Ohio. Lived there for 23 years. And after college, I moved to Fort Collins, Colorado. In college, I studied biology, general biology. And with that, I worked in pharmaceuticals as a chemist for nearly 7 years. And during that time, I was introduced to the wine industry. A good friend of mine was making wine out of his garage, and one day he asked me to come help sort some grapes. So I did, and it threw me into a couple years of traveling. I worked in New Zealand for harvest, came up to California, back to New Zealand. So I kind of harvest hopped the hemispheres for a couple of years. Working with so many different properties was a fantastic way to introduce myself to the industry, but it was really my intention to focus on one particular property and work with a winery. Dave Pirio worked here for, I believe it was 38 years, and it was his retirement that opened the doors for me to come in and interview and eventually get the job. One of the main parts of my job is to make uniformity throughout the vineyards so that the winemaking team has a uniform product going into the winery. So by the time harvest comes around, everybody always says, harvest is so hard. In my opinion, harvest is like the easiest part of the year. There's no more thinking. You're done. What you have is what you have, and really the challenge is just to get it into the winery in the best condition you can. You're not worrying about soil chemistry. You're worried about the logistics and how many people do you need per night to pick 12 tons. How do you fill a tank perfectly so it's not too much for Rye and Philip, and then can't fit it in a tank. So most of my night during harvest is coordinating with the crew.
You can check it in to see if you might have an idea of how much is out there in 32.
So probably around 5.5 tons maybe total. In addition to loving the outdoors and enjoying nature, I'm quite observant. Quality control during harvest in the middle of the night is a little tricky. Because we worked all year to make these grapes, we don't want to leave any clusters behind. I love being outdoors. I love hiking, camping, rock climbing, and being out in nature. And to be able to be in nature and use my degree, my experiences to make a living is fantastic.